if you have seen a bunch of these Pistons fans, Jalen Duren, James Wiseman. Why do you think James Wiseman isn't starting right now over James? Or why don't you think Jalen Duren isn't starting over James Wiseman? I should say.
Okay, this want to preface my comments by saying I have not heard anything. This is just me hypothesizing. I believe the Pistons know that Jalen Duren is going to be their center for the future. I
Mm-hmm.
think, before he went down, he had like about 27 out of 28 games he started. I think over that stretch they saw that, okay, this is the guy that we're going to go around moving forward. With this season going nowhere, I'm not saying that they're tanking, but you already go ahead and you make the acquisition for Wiseman. Let's see what we can get from him. Let's put him on display and highlight him and see what he's about, because you got one or two things coming. If the Pistons don't land a number one pick and get Wemby, as most people are talking about, you got that insurance right now with Wiseman. Or if you do get the pick, maybe you already showcased enough for Wiseman to flip him for a future trade down the line. So right now, and also too, with Duran having the ankle injuries and the way the season is going, you know what? We're gonna still play him and feature him in significant minutes, but let's hold off. He's the youngest player in the league. He's 19. We don't got to go full sit with him right now, knowing he's the future. Let's showcase Wiseman and see whether he's somebody we need to invest in our plans long term, or showcase him and build up his trade value.
Yeah, I'm just going off of what I've seen and interacting with fans, not so much like, player personnel or coaches like
Yeah,
that. Obviously, coaches know that Jalen Duren's the future center of this team.
yeah,
Like you said, 19. James Wiseman just had a birthday. He's 22.
yeah,
And if you look, Jalen Duren's played almost as much games as James Wiseman has
yeah,
played.
absolutely.
Yeah, and Wiseman got drafted in 2020. Um, I think it's just kind of a discourse among fans. Like they don't really understand the thought process of starting Wiseman over Duren and what kind of message that does send to him. Like, hey, we traded for a center and we're going to start him over you. I don't really think it's a thing where the Pistons don't understand like who Jalen Duren is, because I think defensively there's a lot of potential there. I think offensively a lot of potential there. I mean, guy, develops a face-up game. I mean, to me, I see a lot of Bam Adebayo in his game. Like, I think.
And and he's so raw.
Mhm.
He's so raw, and I think once next year when the team is fully healthy and you have a healthy Cade Cunningham out there, you're going to see his game take another level. And to the point where you're talking about amongst the fan base, I'm not saying about the fan base, but I was of the mindset of, I wonder how this Duran taking to this. I asked Coach Casey. He said that Duran is taking to it well. His mentality is about team first. He's still a sponge. He keeps on asking questions about how to improve in his role. And then I asked Duran himself. Actually, the article is as on M Live right now. It's live, and Duran himself said, "Hey, right now I'm cool coming off the bench because I'm learning a lot. And for me, it doesn't matter where I'm at. I just want to play." And he said when he gets in the game, he's gonna make it do what it does. He doesn't matter whether he's starting or coming off the bench right now. He's all about doing the best to help his team win. And that's the mentality that you want to have. I mean, obviously the fans are going to be concerned, because that's how fans are. But if Duran, he seems to be, from all the times I've talked to him this season, he seems to be a straight shooter. So I'm going to go ahead and take him at face value of where, hey, I'm cool right now.
Yeah, I think what I like about him most is, like you said, his professionalism and just his approach. Like, because, like, he could be saying like, "Hey, you just drafted me in the lottery. You traded for me, right? And then you're trading for another center." Like, he could feel some type of way, and he's not. And I think that has to do with where he went to college. Learning under Penny Hardaway and Larry Brown and Rasheed Wallace, a lot of former Pistons on that coaching staff. Rasheed not so much anymore, but I mean. Like I said, I see some Rasheed Wallace in his game too, like his face-up game. Like I see a lot of similarities.
They've been practicing on a lot of the stuff that you're talking about to draw those Rasheed comparisons out. They practice on a lot of that stuff, so don't be surprised if you start to see him creep a little bit further away from the basket starting next year.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the potential in college, so I'm not really too worried about it. I just know how the Detroit Pistons fans are. Like I said, they think that we're going to trade Duren, we're going to get rid of him. They think that Wiseman's Weaver's guy. There's reports that the Pistons had like a top 2 pick. He would draft Wiseman over LaMelo and stuff like that. So I'm not really surprised that we traded for Wiseman. I'm not surprised that he's starting. Obviously, you want to evaluate his talent and see where he's at. And like you said, I didn't even think about that. Maybe you can flip him on draft night. You never know.
Oh yeah, because right now you're showcasing like, okay, this guy was not a problem with the Warriors. The problem was, as even Draymond Green said, he couldn't get reps. They were a championship team going. They're right now in championship mode. They don't have the time to get a guy out there and develop him. And right now, you're having him on you're having him on losing his team, and he's showcasing like, hey, I can ball. So right, they're in a really good position. Even though the basketball looks really dark, just off of a whether you want to what you want to do with them in the future or whether you want to flip them. I think they're in a really good position with Wiseman right now. It's a smart trade. You flipped one of the worst defenders at the wing position in the league for a guy with a lot of upside who's living up to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not paying Sadiq Bey close to $90 million.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when I saw he wanted DeAndre Hunter money, I was like, yeah, bye, Bay. Like, get out of here. Like, I'm good.
I, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I say if you can get them to pay it for you, hey,
Uh,
more power to you.
I'm sure Charlotte will look very nice for Sadiq Bey because
Yeah,
that's a team that will probably pay for Bay.